Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to read the next chapter of Attack of the Tiger. Chapter 7, Fighting Back. I rode home even faster than I'd ridden there. Pump, pump, pump. I was cranking those pedals, maximizing those gear ratios. I even hopped a curb for the first time in my life. Woohoo! When I came in through the garage, Mom acted like I'd just come home from war. Where have you been? What took you so long? I kept looking out the window but didn't see you go by once. Mom, don't mom me. She followed me to the fridge. Honey, what's gotten into you? I slurped another juice box dry. Didn't even close the fridge. Honey? She took off my helmet. You're sweating. Hmm. Did superheroes sweat? Not that I'd ever seen. I swatted her off. Mom, I just went riding, okay? Quit making such a big deal out of it. I jabbed a straw through the next juice box and headed down to my room. Gotta do my homework, I told her, and there's a ton of it. She just stood there, blinking. I put up my shh concentrating sign, closed the door tight, and got to work. Digital camera connected to USB port. Check. Images loaded. Check. Images displayed. Check. I zoomed in on the two sixth graders I didn't know, then got my yearbook down. At first, I just sat there with my yearbook on my lap. Of all the books in the world, this was the only one I hated. Not because of my picture. It was just as good as anyone else's, and a whole lot better than Ian McCoy's. His eyes were half closed and he looked like he was about to sneeze. But my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Ankmayer, had let us have a signing party where we all got to sign each other's yearbooks. And while I was writing stuff like "Have a cool summer" and "Remember, E equals MC squared," you'll need it in fifth grade, and "I hope we're friends next year," some kids were writing nerd jokes in mine. You're so nerdy, you'd probably trip on a cordless phone. You're so nerdy, you'd bring a spoon to the Super Bowl. You're so nerdy, if you threw a rock at the ground, you'd miss. I actually cried when I got home. Why did they have to be mean like that? Did they really think it was funny? Why didn't anybody like me? Mom wanted to talk to Mrs. Ankmayer about it, but I told her not to. It was embarrassing enough without her making a big deal out of it. I just put the yearbook away and tried to forget about it. Of course, all that happened before I became a cyber superhero. And now that I was, well, superheroes don't cry. They fight back. I opened up the yearbook and started flipping through the pages. All four of the sixth graders I'd seen in Old Town had been in Mr. Green's fifth grade class last year. There was Ryan Voss, Carl Blanco, Manny Davis, and AJ Penny. They all looked nice, like they could be anyone's friend, even mine. Then I remembered. Bubba was hanging around with them. Scratch that friend idea. But what was Ryan Voss doing with Bubba? He was the principal's son, the sixth grade class president. He was really popular. Does Mom know he was riding around town with Bubba? And why did Bubba get to ride with a bunch of sixth graders anyway? Were they afraid of what he might do if they didn't let him hang around with them? Was he blackmailing them into being in the group? I scanned the yearbook, pictures of Ryan, Carl, Manny, and AJ into the computer, then downloaded the pictures I'd taken at Old Town. Then I just sat there thinking. I felt like I had a super soaker filled to the brim but didn't really know where to start spraying. What I had so far didn't prove anything. So Bubba had bragged to Max and Kevin that he knew who the tagger was. Bubba lied like crazy. So Bubba had been at Old Town with a bunch of sixth graders and slapping around high fives. So what? Maybe they just thought the dumb baby was funny. Or maybe they just didn't like Mr. Green. Nolan! Dinner! My mom called up the hallway. I saved everything quick and clicked off my monitor in the nick of time. Nolan? Dad was peeking in my room. Hey, champ, it's dinner time. Coming. I tripped all over myself getting out of the room before he could wander in. How'd work go? I asked, then led the way to the kitchen. Did they find out who sprayed the graffiti? Not yet, Dad said, but the tagger's been busy. I suppose you know that he sprayed your teacher's van? The tagger? Mom asked, putting a platter of chicken on the table. Is that what they're calling him? That's right, my dad said as we all scooted up in our chairs. My headline tomorrow reads Tagger hits Old Town. But he's hit two other places now, too. Two other? I asked, grabbing a chicken leg. Mr. Green's van and the Cedar Creek Bridge. I was paying attention, boy. I asked, all dumb babies? Uh-huh. Wait a minute, Mom said, serving me carrots. Dumb babies? What do you mean? Did they say anything? I pulled a dumb baby face. Duh. Nolan, she scolded. Dad laughed. Duh is exactly what they all say, Eve. And that's pretty much what they look like. I chomped down on my chicken, ripping meat off the bone like a caveman. Were they all red, Dad? The one on the bridge is purple. Was gobbling food like mad. They don't have any idea who did it? Just some punk kid causing trouble, I'm sure. The police are on top of it, but they don't have much to go on. They started questioning places that sell spray paint, but that'll take some time. He looked at me and said, Good grief, Nolan, slow down. Milk, please, I said to my chicken. More carrots, too. Superheroes need strong bones and good night vision. Dinner was barely over when Dad got a call, and when he hung up, he grabbed his coat and said, The tagger struck again. I'm going to go check it out. Stephen, my mom said, then threw her hands in the air. There was no sense arguing with him, and she knew it. Can I come? I asked. I thought you had a mountain of homework, Mom said. I do, but I'll get it done, Dad said to my mom. I think it's great that he's showing interest. It'd be fun to have him along. Mom shrugged. Okay. Yes, I cried, then raced down to my room to collect my Shredderman gear.